Everybody, welcome back. It is me, your old pal Orpheus, here on another edition of Orpheus Plays. Today we are playing Red Dead Online. Yeah! Decided to do a couple of extra games here on Orpheus Plays. Like Red Dead Online. And doing a little bit of... doing a little bit of bounty hunting today. I'm wearing my bounty hunting outfit, and we're going to grab a couple of bounties here. One of the things I have to do today in this town is take care of some bounties, so we're going to do this. We're going to stay with the easier ones today because, boy, otherwise this can get rough. Okay, so let's take a look. Who is our lucky horse today? Who is our lucky horse? Who's our winning contestant? It is Diggus Bickus, yes. The big, huge horse, yet another name of David Ryder. And we'll get things started. Hey, before we get going, I hope that you are doing amazing today. If you're not having an awesome day, I hope that I can bring a little bit of joy to it, and we'll see how that goes. Yeah, so another day in the Old West. Oh, howdy, partner. So, yeah. Hey, it's another day for some Wild West adventures. If you guys have any suggestions on what you'd like me to do here in game, basically anything. If there's any challenges you want me to try, I really suck at the actual PvP. Plus, I don't know if there's enough people playing this to fill a whole thing like that. Anyway, so yeah, if you guys have any suggestions or any challenges or anything, I've been getting a few suggestions on some games to play. Other games on VR, and it's kind of tough because my PC is a potato, and so I have a lot of trouble trying to get VR stuff to work with the PC. Now, strangely enough, my wife's PC is much faster than mine. She's one of the top healers in World of Warcraft. No joke. She always thinks she's not, but she is. And so we got her a really nice computer for all of that raiding and all that. She does mythics and keys and all that. It's all kind of foreign language to me right now. But anyway, so my PC isn't all that great at the moment. At some point here along the way, I'll probably be upgrading so that I can... What did you even say to me, dude? Don't you know who I am? Seriously. Don't know what you're messing with. It's me, Arnold, doing some bounty hunting. Anyway. Oh, whatever that is over there, it sounds very nasty. Oh, no. Oh, okay. Hey, bro. Oh, no. We put the guns away. Ha! You're not getting nothing, bro. Ah! Yeah, you like that? How about some dentist work for you? But yeah, I'm going to be doing some upgrades on my computer here probably soon, and we'll see if I can't get some other games going. So yeah. Hey, for today, I kind of wanted to talk. This is something that I see on other YouTube videos, and it's a topic that, you know, apparently the YouTube censors don't like, but it is something that is important to discuss, and it kind of pertains to one of the careers that I've had over the last decade. Not so much recently. It's been about 4 years, 3 years since I was working at this place. And that topic is cannabis. Yay, cannabis. But honestly, that topic is cannabis. I used to be an education director and a social media director for a large-scale cannabis company. And this company started off as a smaller one, owned by a family here in town, and it was a medical cannabis dispensary. And they ran this place. It was like a family business. What I did with the social media was I kind of made it into the dispensary was like a living entity, right? It's an interesting approach to it. And so what happened is I started doing social media, and my goal has always been education. For cannabis use. Cannabis is an amazing plant, okay? But some people have issues with it. And especially if you're younger, it's not the best idea to experiment in things before you're of legal age. And right now you're like, oh, whatever, Orpheus. But seriously, the body has something called an endocannabinoid system. And that endocannabinoid system is something that your body... Hold on. Oh, geez. This is gonna be absolutely awful. That's the guy with the bounty. Oh, boy. It's gonna get ugly. I need a better weapon. All right. Anyway, the body has something called an endocannabinoid system. And it's why cannabis actually works. It's why cannabis works in your system. Because you're actually pre-wired for cannabinoids. Now, what are cannabinoids? Cannabinoids are a certain type of chemical that are found in a lot of different places. They're found in natural foods. They're found in plants that you get. And they are, coincidentally, also in cannabis. Now, this endocannabinoid system exists for your body to stay in balance, okay? It is something that keeps everything in what's known as homeostasis. It helps your body to work better, it helps you to heal better, it helps your memory and your thinking processes. All around, it's a system that your body definitely needs. However, since it's designed as a balancing and repair system for your body, it's not really needed until you get... Oh boy, sorry squirrel. It's not really needed until you get older, right? Because your body needs to start repairing, your body needs to start getting stronger. But you already got that stuff when you're younger, okay? So there are not enough receptors in your brain and your body to be able to process the cannabis correctly when you're younger. So all you're doing is you're just getting a intoxicating effect out of it. Now, to be sure, in places where it's recreational, legal, and medicinally legal, you have to be of age. And I always suggest that. I always stress that, and I always want you to understand that you should be of legal age. Be responsible with whatever you're doing. And especially with substances like cannabis or alcohol or whatever, if you're of legal age, moderation is key. You must control yourself. Now, with cannabis, I've always said the core concept you want to keep in mind is use cannabis with intent, okay? Are you using it for pain relief? Okay, then use it for pain relief and don't just smoke because you're bored. Don't just smoke because you want to get wasted. Now, again, like drinking a couple beers, you might use it to relax at the end of the day, which is perfectly acceptable. Now, in my opinion, cannabis is actually healthier for you than something like alcohol. Now, another controversial kind of thing.
Throw that dog meat in the wet.
Dog meat. What, are you going to feed him to a dog? Good deal. You look like a Muppet. Bro. Anyway, cannabis is, I would say, quite literally much better for you than alcohol in every way. And it's because alcohol actually poisons your brain. The whole point of what alcohol does, the feeling of intoxication that you get from alcohol, is your frontal lobe swimming quite literally in alcohol. The sickness that you get from drinking alcohol is quite literally your body telling you, hey, there's some poison going on and we need to get rid of it. If you're a person that starts throwing up after you drink, same thing, right? That's your body telling you that something is wrong. Now with cannabis, you don't really get that. Oh, thank God my horse GPS is back. It's been going on and off. Like, I can't figure out why either. Anyway, thank you, horse GPS. I love you. Anyway, cannabis is objectively better because it does not destroy brain cells. As a matter of fact, it regrows brain cells. Okay? It does something called neurogenesis, and it's one of the few substances that can not only pass the blood-brain barrier, which is the protective coating around your brain that keeps out stuff like viruses and pathogens and a lot of different chemicals and other substances. Well, cannabis, the chemicals in cannabis bypass that. And what that does is it allows the cannabis to heal and treat. Well, again, I'm not diagnosing or anything. I am not licensed in any way. I had just, I was what could be pretty much filed away as a cannabis expert for 5.5, 6 years. So I've given lectures and talks. I have consulted with patients for years. I've designed treatment regimens and things like that with cannabis and cannabis products. So again, I'm not a medical professional or anything, but I do have quite a bit of extensive knowledge and history of, cannabis education and study. All right. So the endocannabinoid system. When you smoke cannabis and you're younger, you're not doing anything to help yourself. Sure, you might get a little bit of pain relief out of it. Sure, you might get a little bit of relaxation out of it, but you're not getting the healing. You're not getting the balancing effects that happen. Because when you are getting older, your body needs a little extra help to keep things going. And where the hell is this bounty? Oh, dear Lord. Which way is he going? Okay, so let's see if I can meet him on the road here. Okay, let's see how that works. They gave me 20 minutes to do this. But, as you get older, your body needs more healing. You have more pain, right? You feel more aches and your joints hurt more. Okay. Cannabis, and especially the properties in cannabis. Now, there are things called terpenes and cannabinoids. Terpenes are basically everywhere in the world. They are the smells that you associate with everything in your life, from pine needles to poop, okay? Everything has terpenes in it. Everything has flavonoids in it. And these are chemicals that can trigger reactions in your body, right? So something like what's called, beta-caryophyllene. Beta-caryophyllene is the main ingredient in things like black pepper. It's the smell that is associated with black pepper. That's spiciness. Well, that beta-caryophyllene is also in strains of cannabis that stem off of the cookies, right? So Girl Scout cookies, Monster cookies, anything that is a hybrid off of that has beta-caryophyllene. Well, beta-caryophyllene is great for anxiety. Right? So here's a little quick tip. If you're at a dinner or a luncheon or something, and let's say your date has slipped off to the bathroom and you're feeling really nervous, pick up the pepper shaker, right? Don't snort this thing and start, sneezing all over the place. But get that pepper shaker and give it, a couple of little whiffs there, and you will find that you calm down because of those terpenes, right? Well, with cannabis, when you split off all those things, you lose some of the effectiveness, right? So THC by itself is good for pain. It's good for anxiety relief by itself, but it is a very strong chemical by itself. Now, I'm going to cover a concept that some people will find controversial, but here it is. Never in the history of recorded mankind, ever, has anyone ever been confirmed to have died from an overdose of cannabis. Now, it takes so much cannabis to overdose. You would have to, I think it's like 15 pounds in 15 minutes that you have to ingest or something like that, or 15 pounds in 30 minutes or whatever it is. It is impossible to overdose on this. Now, the other reason why it's impossible to have some sort of overdose, there are no receptors for cannabinoids in your brainstem, okay? There are opioid receptors in your brainstem. There are other receptors for other medications that you can take that are in your brainstem. Cannabis does not get into your brainstem and affect it. So it's not going to stop you from breathing. It's not going to affect your autonomic nervous system. It's not going to be something that affects you in that way and makes it dangerous. Now, that's not to say that THC can't kind of combine with other substances and cause some issues. You'll have to talk to your doctor or to another medical professional before you figure that stuff out. But as you get older, that endocannabinoid system starts to get stronger. And so the feeling that you get as a teenager when you smoke is completely different than the feeling that you get as a senior citizen when you smoke. Uh-oh, there's another player up here. Ah, boy. This might get messy, folks. So in terms of a medicinal property, come on, horse. Let's just take care of it all by itself. There we go. Anyway. Oh, am I? I don't think I am, bro. Oh, that's so harsh. Are you running? Are you running? By the way, these are digital horses. No actual horses are harmed. But anyway, the feeling that you get as a senior citizen or as an older person is different than that what you'll get when you smoke it when you're younger. Okay. So cannabis is I have picked up the target, or maybe I didn't. Cannabis is a controversial thing because a lot of people say that it's bad for you, it's bad for society, it's unhealthy, it causes all sorts of health issues. Well, I'm here to tell you, it is probably one of the most beneficial and widely available substance in the world, right? I have smoked with foreign dignitaries, heads of state. I have smoked with... Uh-oh. I can't get this guy out of here. Oh, no. Hey, Orpheus, not the best idea to use dynamite. Oh, no. Can I pick this guy up? Anyway, cannabis has always had sort of a stigma attached to it, right? Let's see if I can blow that guy out of the wagon. Anyway, it's always had this stigma attached to it. And so, like, you get things like Reefer Madness, right? Reefer Madness was this movie that was back in the 1950s. It was originally... I can't get this guy. He's too... no. Oh, boy, this might be bad. I'm going to have to blow this guy right out of the wagon. Reefer Madness was originally a movie that was about cocaine and heroin use, right? And it was it was bought by someone and recut so that it would be an anti-cannabis. Come on, there we go. Did that work? Did that work? It was recontextualized as an anti-cannabis thing. Oh, come on. Can I seriously not do this? Oh, no. Oh, no. I can't. They're all just stuck in there. Oh, God. All right. Well, I'll have to abandon this somehow. Anyway, Reefer Madness was this movie that came out that told people like, oh, if you use cannabis, you'll end up murdering your friends and you know, sexual assault and all sorts of horribleness. Your life will completely fall apart. Here's Billy. Billy tried some cannabis once and he killed his best friend, kind of thing. I'm here to tell you that doesn't happen. Violence is not a thing with cannabis, all right? You don't smoke a joint and then go get inspired to beat up all your friends and rob a bank. That's not how it works. As a matter of fact, it kind of does the opposite. But anyway, back to the endocannabinoid system. Now, these different terpenes and flavonoids and everything that your body absorbs from cannabis, they need to be balanced just like your endocannabinoid system. All right. So that means if you're taking what's known as dabs all the time, take down this stupid deer, moose, elk, whatever it is. So you need to be in balance all the time. So when you have something called a dab, right? Dabbing is cannabis concentrates. It is extracted and turned into something called shatter or wax or butter. They're all essentially the same thing. There's just different processes that go into how it's made and how it's cured. Those are okay if you need a quick hit, right? If you need something just like get rid of your pain right away, get rid of your anxiety right away, it's something that can really help. Boom. Again, folks, if you're not of legal age, this is not advice for you. You should be staying away from this stuff completely, especially something like a cannabis concentrate. Because, well, when you use a cannabis concentrate, you are giving a quick shot directly to your brain of that THC. Now, that balancing sort of thing, cannabis in the flower form is important by itself because you're getting all those chemicals in one place. It is especially important to consider something like CBD. CBD is cannabidiol, or cannabidiol, which is, you might have heard a lot about it in the news. It's being sold in places like gas stations. You can give it to your dog. You can give it to, kids for autism and epilepsy and problems like that. It is quite an amazing substance. Well, when you combine it with the other properties of cannabis, so that's THC, the different terpenes, the different cannabinoids like CBN, you're getting what's known as a full spectrum of the cannabinoids effects. Now what that does is it allows your body to process it completely. As a matter of fact, CBD not only is great for your body and for pain and things like that, it is amazing at balancing out the negative effects of cannabis. Now, yes, cannabis does have some negative effects to it, including paranoia, including it can cause some psychological effects that can be a little unpleasant, right? You can feel really weird and flushed out. Is this guy where is this guy? Is he over here? Oh, hello. He's so freaked out by what just happened. We're gonna do a little bit of a throwing knife action here. But you can get a little freaked out. That paranoia. Oh, everyone says that you smoke weed and you get all paranoid. Yeah, that's because you're probably smoking something that is, anywhere from 30 to 50% potency. Which, hey folks, when the hippies were smoking cannabis back in the 60s, the average percentage strength of that cannabis for THC was about 5%, maybe a little bit more if you were lucky, right? The average cannabis percentage with THC these days is now at least 20%. One of the strongest ones that we used to sell was known as Bruce Banner, and it was a 22% strength. Well, now that's kids play, man. They got ones that are 30%, 35%, and then when you ramp it up to the cannabis concentrates, you start at like 60% and go up to 90%, 95%. Some vape pens are pure THC. Now, that's not the best idea, because you are completely removing all of the other things that make cannabis into the amazing substance that it is, and you're concentrating it just into the intoxicating part. Now, does it solve some issues in terms of pain relief? Sure. I still can't get this guy. Does it solve some issues in terms of anxiety and stress? Sure. But it's not giving you exactly what you need in order to take care of all those problems efficiently. Right? You have the ability to make a choice when it comes to cannabis use. Let's see if I can just burn it out. If I can at least just destroy it, then I can move on with something else. Oh boy. But you have a choice in what you can do with that. Well, when you take a hit of a dab, you're just going boom, hey, THC. And that's why if you've done a dab, there are places like dab bars that you can go to, where you take a dab right there on the street in front at a bar or inside. Yep, it works as it's like taking a shot of alcohol. Now the difference is you can drink a glass of red wine and it's great for your heart. It's great. Oh boy. Oh no. Oh no. Oh my God. That's an entire pack. Oh boy. What? No, 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 no. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. No, no. Oh, Jesus. So you can drink red wine, right? And red wine, oh, no. Oh, God. Oh, no, 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 no. Ah. Oof. Red wine is good for your heart. It's good for your systems. It's got flavonoids and resveratrol, I think, in it because of the red grapes and stuff like that. Okay. Well, no, don't pick it up. I wanted to skin it. Oh, no. Chuck the wolf. But when you do a shot of tequila or something, you are just, boom, straight alcohol right to your brain, right? But you're not getting the flavonoids and all the benefits. Well, that's sort of the same as taking a dab. When you take a dab, you are just going, boom, pure THC without any of the balancing other effects. Again, is it bad for you? I mean, that's debatable, right? Some people will tell you that that can cause schizophrenia or schizophrenic episodes. Again, moderation is the key. If you're someone that just smokes all day long, I would encourage you to think of other ways to spend your time, because cannabis use, again, moderation. If you use too much of it too often, you're going to fry some brain cells. You're going to end up doing things that you shouldn't, just sitting there, on the couch, just watching stuff all day long, not doing anything with your health. Anyway, now that we've talked a bunch about cannabis in general, like things like that, let's talk about some terms and concepts that you may not know about, right? So if you're someone that just gets your cannabis off the street, and I mean illegally, look, folks, let's be real about things. People are going to do what they're going to do. And cannabis use is one of those things. If you're not in a place where it's legal, either medicinally or recreationally, please don't make a bad choice. You are risking your future by going out and purchasing illegal substances and doing things like that. However, that being said, let's say you're at a party and someone just hands you a joint. And even if you're at a legal place, you need to understand that you may not know what that is. Is that something called sativa cannabis? Is it indica cannabis? Is it a hybrid of some sort? Now, what do those terms mean? It's funny because in my study, I found that there is pretty much no difference between any cannabis types. And then some of you might be angrily typing in the chat right now about, no, there's indicas for nighttime use and sativas for daytime use, and hybrids are a combination of the two. And you say, because there's a sativa bush cannabis and there's an indica plant. And you can tell the difference because the sativa one is more of a squat and rounder plant. It's, with broader leaves, and the indica ones are taller and okay. So what that is, what you're seeing there is genetic diversity in the same plant. Okay, genetic diversity in the same plant. So different environments, the same plant will produce slightly different variations according to that environmental condition. So in places, sativa plants are often found in places that are hotter and drier, and then indica plants, I think, are in places that are wetter and cooler. I'm not 100% sure on that. Now, one of the ones is Cannabis ruderalis, which is pretty much only in African continents and Saharan deserts and places like that. And that produces cannabis called Durban poison or other Durban types. And those actually have weight loss chemicals in them, by the way. They will help regulate and moderate your appetite and the healthy eating processes that you have going on. Again, another thing that happens from the endocannabinoid system that your body is already pre-wired to use. You just have to plug in the right terpenes and cannabinoids. So that's, how that works. But indica, sativa, I don't really think that that's sort of a good way to classify them. As a matter of fact, most cannabis companies are now, instead of saying indica and sativa, they are giving you the terpenes and some of the effects that you might feel from them, instead of labeling them as this is for daytime use and that's for nighttime use, just because they're called indica or sativa. Okay, so an indica product, we'll just go in general here. When you see in a dispensary a product that's called an indica product, that is generally going to be better for pain relief and for body high, okay? That will make you feel kind of heavy in the body, and it's good for sleep. It's good for total relaxation. And then they go to the other side, which is sativa. A sativa is normally more uplifting. It will have terpenes in it like limonene and linalool, okay? Limonene, as the thing might suggest, is a citrus kind of smell. You will have diesel strains, and those are ones that literally have a smell and or a taste slightly of diesel fuel. You have ones that have pinene in them. Pinene, as the name might suggest, tastes like and smells like pine needles. Well, it's just not the cannabis that has that. Pinene is present in, strangely enough, pine trees, right? It is the thing that gives them their natural smell. Well, fun fact, deciduous, is it deciduous? Or conifer forests like this that are mostly pines, these have a higher instance of rain over them because pinene, when it is released into the atmosphere, can stimulate cloud formation and rain seeding. Interesting thing. Anyway, I digress. We'll go back to what these do. So sativas normally are daytime use. They're ones that are more for uplifting. You get all giggly on them and things like that. And they're just, generally more of a uplifting head high. So music sounds cool and all that. And oh no, I failed the bugged bounty. Boo. Anyway, so instead you want to focus on what they do for you and what those terpenes are. If you're going to a dispensary, talk to your bud tender or med tender, depending upon how they're classifying themselves. Talk to your bud tender. They are someone who is very, very educated most of the time, hopefully, on what cannabis uses can help and what types of products can help. Edibles are great. Again, don't fall for indica sativa hybrid. Go for the effects. Edibles. You don't really have indica and sativa edibles because THC, when it gets digested in your system, turns into hydroxy THC, I think, which is just a general chemical that causes relaxation and body pain relief and things like that. Most of it is like, oh, I'm going to eat a sativa brownie and I feel all perky now. Well, that's a little bit of psychosomatics. You're kind of fooling yourself into believing that. But anyway, that's been our little discussion on cannabis today here in the Old West, here on Orpheus Plays. I hope the YouTube gods don't completely bury this in some algorithm because I keep saying cannabis. But this is an educational forum. I'm trying to present this information as a way to go out into the world a little bit more educated, a little bit more knowledge on a substance that is... Yes, I do. A substance that is very much universal. Like I said, I've toked up with homeless people and I've toked up with heads of state. And it is one of the most universal and universally accepted plants. But once again, if you're not of legal age, please don't make a bad decision. If you are of legal age, please make good decisions and responsible decisions, because it's really what's going to guide the rest of your life. Anyway, if you have any questions whatsoever about cannabis use, any different types of effects or anything like that, please leave them in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer them in any capacity that I can. Hope you're having a wonderful day, and I hope we'll see you next time here on Orpheus Plays. Bye!